We left for Nagoya from Yamanashi on a bus that took about 3 hours, and when we arrived in Nagoya, the first thing we did after checking into our hotel was getting some lunch. Nagoya has a few dishes that they're known for, so we tried to eat them for our limited meals here. So this one is our miso katsu. It was good, but a little bit salty and a little bit oily, hence my immediate follow-up with rice. After lunch, we took a break at the hotel where I studied up on the Ghibli Park a bit more. Our friends kindly sent us this official park guidebook when they heard that we were going, and it has all kinds of pictures and maps and other background stories, so it's definitely helpful or interesting information, but you can find most of the necessary stuff online as well. We went to meet those same friends for dinner, and we went to an izakaya that actually does have a chain in LA, but we ignored that and just enjoyed meeting up with them after basically 6 years of not seeing each other. I'm sad we didn't have more time to catch up, but after that it was time for us to rest for the big day ahead of us tomorrow. Hello! We're at the Ghibli amusement park. We just got here. We're here a little bit early. The park opens at 10. We have reservation tickets for the Grand Warehouse for 10. So my parents are in that line right now, thanks. And I'm just gonna walk around, but I guess they check your ticket for every space that you're going to. Like, I thought there would be like, I'm kind of thinking like Disneyland, like one major entrance that you go through first, and then after that for each park. Like, I was aware that they checked your tickets for each park because you can only go in to each section once, but I'm surprised that like we just came down the elevator, like there's been no checkpoints at all. Like, I'm able to just like walk around and just see things. So yeah, my parents are waiting in line at the Grand Emporium while I'm gonna take a look around. But anyway, we're here at the Ghibli Park. How exciting! The weather today was kind of concerning at first because we're here during kind of like the typhoon season. There's a huge typhoon on their way. Because of that, we were worried that maybe the park would close because initially it was projected to be here around this time, but it's not. It's kind of shifted course, and we thought maybe it'd be a lot of rain instead. But even today, it's like the ground is wet. It definitely rained in the morning, but I think the rest of the day is projected to just be cloudy. So I'm excited. Today's also one of the days that they're expecting like the most people in because it's the last month of summer for residents. It's also the day of like the Aichi resident tickets. Normally it would be the day before today, so the 27th, but the 27th fell on a regular like off day for the park, so it got shifted to today. So it's like summer, a bunch of people, tourists are coming. It's also still summer for residents here, and it's specifically the Aichiken resident day. So it sold out pretty quickly. I think they're expecting lots of people. We thought maybe the rain would deter some, but who knows. But anyway, we're here. I'm excited. I don't know how much of it I can show because a lot of places are photo, video is prohibited. You're gonna have to come here on your own to see, which is a shame for some. Like, I get not wanting people to put it out so that people would still come, but I would still appreciate having just like personal oh my god. Aosagi da. Where'd it come from? I don't know. Oh my god. Okay. Anyway, I was saying I can't film much or take pictures, so everything is going to be on my iPhone today. I didn't bother bringing my camera because it's just not worth it. I'll be going into the Grand Warehouse first, but I'm excited. I will be stopping here. I will definitely be going to the Valley of the Witches. Let's go. And now we're on to the Witch's Valley.
She won't buy it.
Oh.
There you go.
Oh.
すごいね。おー、すごい。
わー、ママすごい。
髪の毛に登るかも。
Oh my god.
There you go.
こっち側に返してあげよう。
Okay. バイバイ。
中も。
あとナポリタン。おー、いいね。Sweet potato, some kind of French name that I don't know. Oh, it's so soft. Oishii. 食べるね。
食べる。
交換。
そうか。
はい。Whoa! I'm wearing my Sophie earrings and my Howl ring. Yay! 猫ばっかり。Last one. Full day done. We hit all the stops. Bye. Bye bye. Hello. We're back from Ghibli today. We left the park at around 5. Did get to every single place, but it took us until 5. I feel like we didn't rush a lot of things, and at the same time we didn't dawdle, so if you're being pretty good with time management, you can see everything. Anyway, I wanted to do a quick haul of the things that we got. Okay, first off, we went to the Ghibli Grand Warehouse. This is the shop bag, which all these gift bags are extra. They cost like an extra 100 or 200 or 300 yen depending on how big the size is, and you can go without it, but like I just find all of this beautiful, so I, whenever I had a chance, wanted to get the bags and whatever free cards or bags that it came with. So see, like this was a plain bag that was like free of charge, which I also asked for extras, which you can ask because like it's very common for people to buy gifts, omiyage, right? So you can ask for extra bags if you plan on giving stuff away to people so that you can pack it in this. Anyway, just a bunch of the blue Totoros. Look at her under the jellyfish. Isn't that so cute? We've got some pens, the sticker for the Grand Warehouse, Zeniba's little cursed spirit dolls. We have this bag, which I got at Guchokipanya, the bakery that Kiki works at. Then there was Miss Sophie's hat shop. There were a couple hats that you could buy, but most of it was just candy. They got me because the candy were in these little tins. Isn't this the cutest thing ever? This is the most perfect thing for me. So now I have myself a little tin Kiki cake. And then we just got a couple clear files. Just 2 classic scenes. Both Kiki. But yeah, that is everything that we did purchase. So, I just wanted to do a couple final remarks, thoughts, tips. Overall, it was a great day. I had a lot of fun. My parents did too. If you're interested in Ghibli and you've seen most of the films that they're featuring in the park, if you are familiar or liked any of those films, I think it's worthwhile if you're in Nagoya to go check it out for a day. Or if you're like me and you like definitely want to go to make the trip to go see it. However, in my opinion, it probably only would have been worth it for the premium tickets if this is like a visit that you're making and trying to see as much as you can, which is what our case was. I feel like the premium is really the only way to go because being able to see inside these houses that they created is the most exciting part. It's such a shame that I couldn't take pictures. All these buildings are very intricately created and thought out. A lot of things are functional. They're like, they want you to interact with everything. You can play with all the things that they have in front of you. You can go through all the drawers and everything because it's as if it's a lived-in house and you get to visit it. So Kiki's house, her room. Like you could touch everything. I went through her little letters. I picked up her broom and wrote it. Like in her room, you could look through all her drawers, her clothes, her little bag that she packed, all her little accessories in the bedside table. Like for like the castle, like when you enter the castle, they would have the knob work. There were the 4 locations and it would turn and you can look through the window and they would change the scenery, and you could touch all the breakfast stuff, and you can sit at the fireplace and sit on her bed. Like everything was really interactive and cool. So that's stuff that you can only access if you have the premium tickets. So that's my number 1 comment or recommendation, I guess, is that the premium tickets would be worth it. I almost question if it's worth it to go without it. I don't know what my experience would have been like had I not had any of that. It would have just been a lot of walking around and looking, and then not much else. So I'm glad I went with the premium. Secondly, when it comes to scheduling, so I think every single ticket, they ask you to reserve a time to enter the grand warehouse. And I was able to get the first slot, so from 10 to 11 you can enter. And I definitely recommend that because you're basically guaranteed to only be sharing that space with all the people who also fit that slot reservation for at least that first hour. Then they'll start letting other people in. You don't have to leave by the end of that hour, but if you're there during the first hour it opens, you're gonna have fewer people. The whole picture taking station, I remember reading about that, and someone said it was just the longest lines, and it took so long for something that was ultimately just taking pictures of figurines that there might be displays of that elsewhere in the world, like the Spirited Away no face stuff. Like they had that in certain stores too, so something like that wouldn't have been worth it if it was a really long line. But for us, we got there when there were like so few people that it wasn't that much of a hassle to take the 20 minutes that we did to go around the photo taking section of the warehouse. For us, the weather was perfect. I think if you're going during the summer, expect there to be a lot of people. Wear comfortable shoes, wear airy clothes, and drink lots of water. You can't bring outside food in, or if you do, like there's no place for you to like eat it and then throw away trash. They're not checking your bags or anything, so if you did want to bring in food, you probably could, but stuff like that, keep in mind. Do your research, figure out what parts of the park you want. You definitely need to schedule that. That's my other main thing, is that I figured out what my priorities were about which lands, I guess, I wanted to see first, and then depending on where they were in the park, the order I decided. So for me, because I just wanted that earlier grand warehouse opening, I went with that first, and then from then I went to the Valley of the Witches, which is really close by, and then after that went all the way down to the forest, which is the most southern part. It can be quite a long walk compared to the other parts, and then after that walked all the way back to the main area to go to the Hill of Youth and then Mononoke at the very end. Because for me, my thought process was I want to get the early time slot for the warehouse. The Valley of the Witches matters the most to me though, so after getting that I want to go there next, and it's right there. Then Totoro's like the furthest away, so I don't want to risk potentially running out of time. So I want to go there third, and then by the time I come back, I can deal with the 2, Hill of Youth and Mononoke. And for me, I did want to go to the Hill of Youth because I love Whisper of the Heart, but because I was only really like that one building area, and it was close to everything else by the exit, I figured it was safe to just return there at the end. And then Mononoke, there's not that much to do in my opinion, so I kept that for last just in case we ran out of time and we couldn't go. I wasn't going to be devastated. So that was my route. If you think similarly to me, I would recommend doing the same thing. Figure out what you want to do and then stick with some kind of like pace if you intend to see everything, because we did barely fit in everything from 10 to 5. I think those were my only tips that I can think of right off the bat. Otherwise, it was a fun time and I'm glad I went, and I hope that if you're going, you have the same. So let me know if you have any other questions if you're going, but I hope I covered everything and that you're excited to go as well if that's what's in the cards for you. That was our trip to Nagoya. Unfortunately, we didn't really plan for anything else here. Tonight's our last night in Nagoya. We're leaving early tomorrow morning to go back to my grandparents' my mother's house. That was it. I had a good time though. So yeah, I will see you guys at my grandparents' house. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you then.